Hand a massive project to a brilliant college grad. Minutes later, a towering stack of completed work materializes out of nowhere, right on your desk. You have the finished product, but absolutely zero visibility into how they got there. You don't know what assumptions they made, what corners they cut, or how they handled any of the specific edge cases along the way. This is exactly what it feels like to work with modern AI agents and coding coworkers. You type a prompt, and seconds later you receive a fully functional app or a dense financial model. Forget the daily arguments about AI either curing disease or replacing the entire workforce. The immediate reality is much simpler. AI has made creation incredibly cheap. But there is a hidden cost. Because the work is generated instantly, it is difficult to verify if the output actually does what you intended. The baseline issue here is pure accuracy. The friction of work hasn't disappeared. It simply shifted down the pipeline. We took the primary bottleneck of productivity away from the creation phase and wedged it squarely into the validation phase. Think about how work happened a few years ago. A designer would spend days mapping out a user interface, or an analyst would build a financial model, cell by agonizing cell. That slow manual process acted as a forcing function. Doing the work by hand meant you inevitably hit missing details, and you had to make concrete decisions to resolve ambiguity. The task itself forced clarity. This chart shows progress. The human workflow is a steady climb. The AI workflow is a vertical line. But when an agent hits a vague instruction, it fills gaps with plausible defaults. It smooths over the surface, creating an illusion of completeness from unchecked microdecisions. Without that manual process forcing you to refine your own thinking, you often lack the clarity of intent required to effectively evaluate the final product. You don't know what a good result was supposed to look like in the first place. So now, users have to verify massive, completely finished outputs all at once. The problem is that our workplace software wasn't built for this. Spreadsheets, document editors, and code review platforms were strictly designed for an environment where humans made small, incremental changes over hours or days. Applying line-by-line inspection fails immediately. Opening every single cell in an AI-generated spreadsheet or reading massive pull requests line by line forces you to do the exact same manual labor you always did. And that reveals the paradox of AI productivity. Any time you save in the creation phase drains right back out the moment you sit down to thoroughly validate the work. Relying on legacy, human-scale inspection tools for agent-scale output gives you exactly two options. You either stop checking and watch your work quality collapse, or you check everything and erase all your efficiency gains. To fix this, our primary mode of interaction has to change. We need to stop relying on manual inspection and build tools for programmatic interrogation. Let's bring this back to that AI-generated financial spreadsheet. Instead of double-clicking into individual cells to reverse engineer complex formulas, you need a way to treat the entire document like an entity you can converse with. This diagram shows what that interface looks like. You run targeted stress tests by asking direct questions. What happens to revenue if churn doubles? Or what drives the Q3 margin? The system evaluates the internal logic without forcing you to read the raw formulas. If the AI's answers match your expectations, you establish trust in the entire model in seconds. If they don't, you instantly locate the specific flaw. Validation must evolve into a fast, targeted conversation. If we fail to solve this tooling problem, AI won't fix the productivity crisis. It will only invent a faster, more frustrating kind of busy work. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, drop a like on the video, share this with a coworker who needs a reality check, and make sure to subscribe for more deep tech dives.